All right, good evening. Welcome, folks. This is Pep Man Matt Morrow. Welcome to another now. This is the mid-season edition of Football Focus Weekly. So week 4 is mid-season. I mean, this spring season is just flying by, man. And we gonna bring some juice tonight. Literally, I got some juice over here that we gonna bring on the show. Tonight, we're going to lead it off here in just a second with Nicholas Sanders. He's the running back coach and recruiting coordinator at Elizabeth City State University. We're going to have the CMS Best To Last after that. you better be ready on that one. The rapid review for week 3, we'll do our county breakdown with Cabarrus, Gaston, and Mecklenburg counties. We'll get into the Blitz week 4 game previews for those same counties. Week 4 predictions after that. Players of the game. And at 9:20, we're going to do a little bit of NCHSAA update. Some interesting things coming up for the fall and some things that they're doing. And at 9:30, we're going to have the slime. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a fun night. Football Focus Weekly. Here we go. Wayne King on South Tryon Street is number 1. And I'm going to tell you why. Pep Man's Fried Chicken Rankings. And we're going to do 4 restaurants. I see Fred is laughing in the background.
My sound off is actually about I'm going back to the Panther fans, and you know why?
Queen of CFI, sound off.
Been so much disrespect with mighty Coach Billups, and I'm here to sign off that.
I can tell you how the Panther season gonna be.
Oh, I've got a rule in life, man. There are a couple rules I live by in life. One rule is never pass by Bojangles without stopping. A second rule of life is get play sauce. It'll save your life. Third rule of life, don't trust white girls. The number 1 most annoying group of people. People who don't put their buggies back in their little buggy aisles at the grocery store.
Where did I agree to get 211 text messages a day about the election? What did I agree to get calls every 7 seconds?
I'm going to sound off on myself. All my teams stink. Oh my God, we have the caption Cowboy Joe on there now. Good grief. But
Charlotte Football Insider Football Focus Weekly. All right. So we're gonna have a fun time. I want to put this comment on the screen real quick because I want to say something. Great player right here from Vance Asani. Alan tuned in to the show. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully your teammates are checking it out. I'm glad to know that y'all don't only watch the other show. I saw that commercial. That was interesting. I'm glad to know that y'all watch both the shows. That's great. Appreciate the support, man. All right. That being said, we're going to bring on our coach of the week this week. This is Nicholas Sanders. He is the running backs and recruiting coordinator for Elizabeth City State University. So let's bring him on the show. How we doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Appreciate you, taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. So first off, I know you were telling both me and Coach McClamrock before the show that you guys just had your first practice today. How did that go?
Yes, sir. It was great. Great to be out there. It's been, at this point almost 2 years, since we played a game. And we were excited to be out there. The players were excited. Flying around, they're eager, to do something. We just in, shirts and shorts. But it was a really great time. Guys are eager to learn. They're making plays all over the field, just in day one. But like I said, it was a really great time. It was great to be out there. The feeling, it was just amazing.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, of course, obviously, you mentioned it's been a long time since you guys have been out there. So, the first question I have to ask you is the effects of COVID-19, and what have they done to you and your program, and what have you done in this big gap of time that you've been going through?
Yeah, so the effects, honestly, we've had a lot, but the biggest thing is, being able to be together all the time and having to separate ourselves when we're inside. So limiting the number of guys that we can have in the building at one point in time. And that's kind of been the deal for us. We've still been able to work out, which is a plus. We get guys in and, we're got them in pods where we got them working out and we got them running. And they've done a really great job and bought in, and they've been there, week after week. We did it in the fall. We came back, and then we've got to do it again this spring. So it's, like I said, it's been really good. The other issues is kind of our guys that live a little bit farther, that, making that trip back to school, with the uncertainty, school can close at any moment. And you never want to put those guys in a situation where they got to drop everything and go right back to where they came from. So we got a couple guys that are still at home because, they stay, so far away, but, they're still locked in. They attend, our meetings virtually. So we're getting it done.
That's excellent to hear, Coach. Really, really good stuff, man. So it's great that you're the recruiting coordinator for Elizabeth City State, because this question is right down your alley. What can kids do to get seen by coaches such as yourself? And I think the proof is in the pudding in your answer, because we just had a young man from Olympic announce that he's committed to you guys today. So we'd love to hear your response here.
It's great. Well, the biggest thing, is sending the film, of course. What I would say is tell your coach, what schools interest you. Get that out there early. And don't close yourself off to, I just want to be D1 or D2, whatever. Be open to all possibilities. Like I said, get your film out. Always start the conversation of, hello, how you doing? Introduce yourself. Tell me what position you play. When we're looking at the film, highlight yourself early. So I'm not trying to look around for you. I can spot you quick and I can see you before all the action starts. Show me your grades. That's one of my biggest things. Guys will get in my inbox and they say, Coach, I'm this and that. And then for me, I want to know what your grades are like. Honestly, if a coach is not worried about what your grades looking like, it's an issue. So we want to know, you got the grades, because that right there let me know that you're locked in. You're going to be able to handle the college work. Everything has its struggles, but, you'll be able to handle the college work. You'll be able to attend class, study, come to practice, study, and you'll be fine. So that's kind of the biggest thing. Show me your grade, show me some great film. Give me those plays that, you're out there, you're getting it. And just be, like I said, be a great student and get me in contact with your coach so I can hear some things about you.
That's awesome, Coach. That's awesome. So we talk about grades, and kids ask us all the time, what can I do, and what kind of grade point average do I need? What would be the kind of the benchmark you need to hit, for a player to be interested, or you guys to be interested in a player for your program?
Well, the minimum for the school is a 2.5, and then from there, anything else, is great. I would much rather you be a 3.0 guy. That way you come in and, I know that you can handle it. If you got a 2.5, that's fine. That's great. You worked hard for it. But we might need to help you out a little bit more. And that's cool too. That's what we're here for. So if you're in that 2.5, 2.7 range, that's really good. Our 3.5, 4.0 students is awesome as well. I mean, right now, shoot, I'll brag. We got 4.0 students on our team. and we've had them, every semester that we've been here. So, grades are important to us. And if you choose to be here, you're gonna have the opportunity to, have that 4.0 as well. And that's what we're striving for. Our student athletes, not just coming to play football. You're gonna get your degree, you're gonna get out of here. Whether you go and play football someplace else, that's wonderful, but you're gonna have a backup plan. So we're gonna get it done in the classroom.
That's excellent. That's excellent, Coach. Love to hear that, man. All right, so let's go to our resident coach, former coach. I keep calling him coach. Former coach. Don't want no compliance issues. And that is, of course, Kenneth McClamrock, and I'm going to bring him on right now. I know he's got a question for you, Coach.
All right.
What's up, Coach?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's so good to hear you guys getting going, man. I know that y'all have been waiting to get back on the field and to throw the football around and to run around and just be together with your dudes in person and as a group. Excited to get down there to see my guy Jason play over the next couple of years with you guys. But, Coach, tell me something. So, as a coach, we always are talking to our players about how adversity reveals who we are and how we can grow from adversity. And obviously, this year has been a year of adversities for everyone. And for you guys in the CIAA, man, you guys had your whole season shut down.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, how have you grown as a coach during this time, individually as a coach?
Oh, man. That's a really good question.
Bring the heat, Coach.
Yeah. Well, I think really honestly, it's kind of brought me a lot closer to family because I spent a lot more time with them than I ever have. And it's like I got to know them a lot better. It gave me time to prepare a little bit better, look at some film, longer and think about what are ways that I can teach this better. What are ways, we can get guys excited, about different schemes that we want to do. Just the little things. It made you look at the smaller things that you might not think are, so important. When guys aren't touching the line, that's the difference, between winning and losing. These little plays here and there, and we tell the story that, if we make, 8 more plays, last year, that's the difference between having a losing season and a winning season. So, it made you go back and really look and kind of think, the what ifs, because I tell guys all the time, you don't ever want to go out onto the field, and then you leave and you have regrets. And that's what COVID did. It made you feel like we were never going to come back from this. And, we're slowly working our way and fighting back. But it's like, did you leave anything out there? Was this your last opportunity? And, definitely with both, the fall season being taken and now the spring season being taken from us, it was like, man, it keeps getting, taken, stripped away from us. And it's like, when was that my last opportunity to prove myself? And that's what we're trying to build now is we want to prove ourselves. We've been working hard. So we've definitely had to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, we got some work to do. And this is our opportunity. We use this adversity as an opportunity to get better. So that's what we've been striving for.
I love it, Coach. How did the players respond, man? I know that's a broad question, man, but when they found out that the spring season wasn't going to happen, what were the guys' response to that?
Honestly, we had a great response. We brought everybody in to the meeting room, and we got the call over Zoom. Some guys were in different places, but the majority of guys, we had a group that was actually working out at that point. So we had stopped the workout, put everybody in the meeting room, and everybody's jumping on Zoom. And, when they said that the season was canceled, it was a little, it made you want to tear up a little bit because, again, we had been working. And it was like, wow, it's over. Just that fast. But the guys were pumped. They looked at it as another opportunity to get better. We got to keep working out. We weren't going to miss a beat. And the other great part is that the seniors that we had, they decided they want to stay. They want to still be a part, and they've been tremendous in this whole thing. They all came back. They've been here working out, leading. And that's what we really wanted was our senior group to come back and be a part of this, and lead us through.
Coach, that's such a testament to you guys as the coaching staff, man, and being leaders of those young men. So kudos for that, Coach, man. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. Good stuff, man. All right, Coach. The last question, and I was just thinking about this because I saw some stuff, popping up online, and I just want to get your opinion real quick. When you go to a camp or when you guys hold a camp on campus, what are you looking for from players in that kind of camp environment? Because we're going to be coming up on, camp season here in a real short time.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're looking for, of course, speed. Always looking for speed. That's one thing that, you can train for, but, some guys just naturally have it. And I can get a guy, if he's walking off on people, we love that. Sometimes you can see a guy's change of direction. How good are his hips? How well does he explode? Explosion, being explosive, is a game changer. All right. So if you have that and you can get there and you're stopping people, in their tracks, man, that's different. We're looking for the dogs. A guy that's out there, he's busting it the whole time. He's running through the line, touching the line. He's doing everything that a coach is asking him to do in the drill. He's following those directions. These are all things that we're looking at, as you're going through different drills. How well can he process the information that's been given to him, and go out there and do it with such little time, to, prepare. When you guys go to these camps, you don't really know, what that specific position coach is going to ask you to do right then. But on the spot, you got to be able to, adapt. And that's what we want, guys that can adapt and be able to play at any moment, any spot, that aren't closed off to say, I play slot or I just play the outside. You can do it all. I'm a safety. You got to be able to play man to man if you want to play in that secondary. That's all things that we're looking for. How well does he play with his hands, offensive alignment? How good are his steps? How low, is his pad level? All right. So we're looking at all these things that your coaches are telling you every day. And you just got to make sure that you're taking it and applying it to your game. With those that they just putting tools in your toolbox and you got to use them.
All right. That's an excellent breakdown, Coach. And I know you guys came to our camp, that we held back at Mountain Island Charter in the fall. And, we're going to be having another one. So, I'll be in touch with you guys about information about that. But, players that watch this, make sure you take note on that, and plus take note on what, Coach Sanders said about the recruiting angles, and, the grades are being the most important thing right there. Coach, we're definitely going to do this again. I appreciate you coming on with us tonight, and, we'll talk soon, man.
No problem. I got to tell you one other thing before I get in trouble. Okay. I'm actually, I was the running backs coach for the past 2-3 years, but now I coach the secondary. Secondary, and also special teams coordinator and recruiting coordinator. So I got a couple things going, but yeah, I'm a secondary coach now, so we're locking it up now. So
good deal.
Running backs won't miss a beat though, so we're still locked in.
That's awesome, man. Hopefully that's another zero on your check too.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. But we'll pray about it.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Coach, once again, I appreciate it, man. And like I said, we'll talk soon.
All right. Y'all appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right, see you.
All right. See you, man. All right. That was Nicholas Sanders. He's the recruiting coordinator, special teams coordinator, and secondary coach at Elizabeth City State. Man of many trades, man. So, appreciate him coming on and sharing some great information with us. Right now, we were scheduled to do the CMS Best to Last, but I don't have my CMS people here. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to go to the rapid review for just a second, and I'm going to bring on Coach McClamrock. We're going to talk about what happened in Cabarrus County, and then, we'll come back to the CMS Best to Last. So if you're tuning in for the CMS Best to Last, just hold on for a couple minutes because I want to talk about Cabarrus County because there's some interesting things going on out there. So let's get that up on the screen here. All right. There we go. And let's bring in Kenneth. Make sure I say that correctly. I got slimed last week because I kept calling him the other name. I'm not going to repeat. But anyway. All right. So what now? Did Concord West Cabarrus play?
No. So that game was delayed. I believe it got delayed a second time. So that game is actually now going to be played next Tuesday. So 6 days from today, Tuesday. Okay. So West Cabarrus has a really busy schedule coming up. They play Kannapolis Friday night, and then they turn around and play Concord on Tuesday, and then they play Northwest Cabarrus Saturday, and then they play Central Cabarrus Thursday before a Good Friday. So they have 4 games coming up in 13, I don't know, something stupid like that, 13 days. The state has put out a mandate that you have 3 days rest, and I think that they're getting 4 days rest in between. So those big boys up front, they're going to be tired puppies here on Easter weekend.
Oh, man, good gracious. So, all right, so the 4 scores that we can analyze here. Now, that first game, A.L. Brown Cox Mill, I'm sure that was a surprise.
Yeah, the first game was a little bit surprising. Cox Mill had been shut out the first 2 games, and then they come out of the hole and they scored 28 points on a good A.L. Brown defense. Another game that went into overtime. A lot of overtime games here in Cabarrus County. I've said this before, a new school opening up, you kind of expect it. There's a lot of parity in the county. Guys are getting shuffled around, and of course, grades and eligibility and COVID have impacted that as well. But was a little bit shocked at how close that game was.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cox Mill, Coach Baker getting the offense going. I saw some highlights on that. The receiver Kendall Harris had a big game. He was, just going up and getting one-on-one balls on the outside, and like he's a veteran, but he's a 2023 kid. So,
we talked about that, Pep. We've talked about on the show that Cox Mill has been the hidden gem for a long time, and of course, Coach Stewart got the ball rolling the past 2 years. They had a little bit of a hiccup with some players early in the season, but it looks like they found their groove, man. And Cox Mill is a stinking good football team, and they always have athletes out there.
Absolutely. And now our buddy Jim West has a question for you. How are participation levels for Cabarrus County football this year?
Yeah, so I think they're kind of like what we're seeing everywhere else. Participation levels are down. Teams that normally have 100+ kids are in the 70 to 75 range. When I was at Central Cabarrus, we were right at 100 kids every year. I think Coach Bev has around 70 to 73 total players. There are a couple of schools that do not have JV teams. Concord does not have a JV team. Northwest does not have a JV team. West Cabarrus does. Kannapolis does. Central does. Mount Pleasant does. Cox Mill, I'm assuming, does. So I believe it's 2 teams in the county without a JV team, but I think that across the board they're down. An A.L. Brown usually has 130 kids in their program. I've heard that they're closer to 90 to 100 right now. So I think probably a 15 to 20% decrease is pretty common across the board.
All right. Excellent. Good stuff. Jim, I hope that answered your question for you right there. All right. Central Cabarrus, Northwest Cabarrus. Another close game. What do you think on that one?
Yeah, a little bit closer than what I anticipated it being. Central Cabarrus had some opportunities and had some turnovers that cost them scoring drives. I think they had a punt return that was called back for a clip or something. But kudos to Coach Mormon and those guys at Northwest Cabarrus after an 0-2 start. I don't think they had scored, or they had scored maybe 14 points the first 2 games. They're keeping those guys together and keeping those guys fired up, and they played lights out versus Central Cabarrus. Maybe Central Cabarrus had a little bit of a hiccup, kind of like A.L. Brown after that big double overtime game the week before. But I was a little bit surprised at how close that game was as well.
Yeah, but I mean, they got the win at the end of the day, and that keeps them in that race, for a possible playoff spot. But the team that you have been very high on, J.M. Robinson, another impressive victory.
Well, they're playing lights out right now. The offense is just clicking on all cylinders. Coach Fall, the offensive coordinator, a good buddy of mine. I coached with him for 5 years at Concord High School. That joke, I used to call him the X Factor at Concord because he was able to win us a lot of football games. And that team that played in 2 consecutive state championship games and played in the semifinals, Coach Fall was so instrumental in those teams. So when D-Rob got the job, I was like, Coach, you got to hit up my dude Fall, man. He is just a genius. And he's bringing that quirkiness that Coach Padgett used to do at Concord to J.M. Robinson, and those kids are playing lights out. The defense is playing lights out. Coach Lancaster, who was a longtime coach at Catawba, has those guys flying around, and they've put up 40-plus points 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and then Jim, sharing the fact that they could be a major force in 2A next year with the realignment, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on because it is finalized now.
I think that they lose a couple of studs on offense. But defensively, I believe they have 9 of 11 starters back. Of course, the quarterback is coming back, who I know super well, played for me last year at Central Cabarrus. They have their offensive line back. Week 1 versus Central, remember, they had their entire offensive line out. They were playing with defensive linemen and linebackers at the offensive line position. A key for D-Rob is going to get participation out. They've now won more games this year than they had won the previous 2 years combined. So interest was waning. It speaks a lot about what D-Rob is doing, his staff there. He's got 4 of my guys from Central Cabarrus over there with him. Those guys know how to win, man. They know how to coach. He's got some young guys who played for him at different stops, who know his style, and he's doing they're doing a tremendous job with those kids.
Excellent. And then Mount Pleasant, they're undefeated as well. Big win over Central Academy.
Yeah, once again, who's the top team in the county if you take away Hickory Ridge? I think Hickory Ridge is the runaway right now with that. No offense to anyone else, but after that, you've got Kannapolis, you've got you've got Central, you've got J.M. Robinson, and you've got Mount Pleasant, who I think are all right there at it. Mount Pleasant should win their league. They have an athletic team in Anson County this week, and they'll end the season against a really good West Stanley team. But, Coach Johns is the grandfather of Cabarrus County. That joker knows how to coach. He's got 2 of my guys on staff. So all the schools out there in the county winning, you're welcome for my coaches. But Coach Riggins, who's coaching the offensive line, and Coach Pruitt, who's my quarterback's coach the last 3 years, are over there, and they're just doing a tremendous job, man. Coach Johns always does a great job, and I expect Mount Pleasant to make a run this year in the playoffs.
There you go. And then Jim Sharon and J.M. Robinson, Mount Pleasant could be an amazing rivalry. They're in the same conference, right?
They will be. And talking to friends who coach at Mount Pleasant, that's the game that they're already talking about. That's just going to be an exciting rivalry. 2 schools going at it. Mount Pleasant's kind of changed up their offensive look here recently. They used to be, an offset eye, 21 personnel team, 22 personnel team, and now they're spreading out, still spreading out to run, granted, but they've got a great quarterback in the Tyson kid. They've got a couple of great receivers. I heard that they've had a receiver who has missed some time, who's coming back this week, and they've got a young defense that, from my understanding, a whole bunch of guys are going to be back next year for the Tigers. So that will be an extremely fun matchup over the next several years.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right, that's the Cabarrus County Rapid Review. Stay tuned for the Blitz coming up here in just a little bit. Thank you, Kenneth. I'm going to have fun with that. Okay, so now let's go to the Gaston County Rapid Review, and I'll knock that out myself. Crest with a big win over Ashbrook, 48-6. Not a lot to say about that one. Just, an impressive victory for Crest. Kings Mountain Hunter Huss, I know our Joe Hughes was there. He's on assignment once again this week, hardest working man in this sports arena. Some people expected that to be a closer game, but Kings Mountain went out there and just, walked the dog with Hunter Huss, 35-0. I'm sure they had last year on their minds, Hunter Huss getting that big win at home. I remember being there for that one. Hunter Huss was really fired up about that, so Kings Mountain got a little payback on that one. And the closest game here, Thomas Jefferson over Mountain Island, 25-21. I talked to Coach Washington, a couple days ago about this game, and Mountain Island was up, and Thomas Jefferson made a late drive and to win that game. So it was a really tight game, really good atmosphere up at Mountain Island. But Thomas Jefferson getting that win, and Mountain Island, that's their second loss, but this is only their first conference loss. So the matchup with Pine Lake and Mountain Island is going to end up possibly determining the second seed from that conference, assuming Thomas Jefferson wins out and doesn't, trip up on the rest of their schedule. That matchup's coming up in a couple weeks, and Pine Lake being undefeated and playing really well. So that's going to be one to watch for sure. South Point defeating Stuart Kramer 42-24. We got some players of the game from both of those teams. Obviously, numbers like that, some guys are really doing some good things. We'll highlight those guys in that when we get to that segment. Of course, South Point doing it with the run, Stuart Kramer doing it with the pass. And that quarterback, Justin Rockmore, we're going to get an interview with him because, he is just putting up some amazing numbers down there. And then to finish up the rapid review for Gaston County, RS Central defeating East Gaston 56-27. East Gaston does get the offense going a little bit, but RS Central getting a big road win for them. A couple comments here. I see Kyle, Thomas Jefferson is a great team, but can they get over the hump in the playoffs like versus Murphy and Robbinsville? I don't know. That's a good question, man. It's it's always hard to go up to Murphy and Robbinsville in the playoffs, and typically that's what we've been seeing. Those guys have been getting the higher seeds, and you're having to go up to the mountain and playing in that environment. It's tough. It's tough. And with Thomas Jefferson, to only have 300 kids in the school, it's a long season. It could be a couple different factors going into that, but we'll see. We'll see. And I'll also say don't count Mountain Island out, because if, they get in the playoffs, they're going to be a low seed that nobody wants to see with all that talent. And if they get it going, they could be real dangerous. Jim, I talked to Mountain Island has RS Central this week. And, Coach Washington was telling me that they look good on film. He said they seem to be a much better team than they have been, like you say. So that's going to be a game that, Mountain Island can't sleep on either. But it is, once again, that's a non-conference game for them. So, a loss doesn't really kill them, but that's going to be a big game. It's going to be really interesting to see, how well RS Central, will play, Mountain Island, to kind of get a gauge on both of those teams there for sure. All right. So we're going to jump to the Mecklenburg County rapid review. I'm going to bring on producer Brandon. He is here to kind of go through this with me. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
All right, good deal. Okay, so what on this list stands out to you?
Let's see. It's quite a bit here. I'll say one thing at first. Mallard Creek just getting the monkey off their back, so to speak. I know it feels good for them just to get a win, period. Just to kind of keep the naysayers off their back. That definitely stands out. Mm-hmm. Argykill and Olympic keeping the convincing wins, showing it there. I think those schools, Argykill and Olympic, two schools probably see themselves as flying under the radar. The Myers Park, the Butlers, the Vances, they're always going to be, get the attention. But I think they, feel in their mind, hey, we're right on the cusp on ourselves. So them, not only are they winning, they're winning convincing. They're not taking every team to OT. They have quite convincing wins. And then, of course, got to mention the big Myers Park win over Butler. Huge game. Definitely a statement. But, we'll see. I'm sure we might not have seen the last of them, but, that's definitely a statement win for Myers Park.
Absolutely. And I didn't put up there Argykill defeating Harding last night 48-0. But I'll talk about that game real quick. RGK came out first quarter. They led 28-0 after first quarter. Harding in the second quarter had 2 drives get into the RGK red zone, primarily on the run game. They actually got down to the 1-yard line and fourth down. They couldn't punch it in. So that second quarter, Harding really controlled, the level of play. But, the second half, RGK came back out and they made adjustments and, they did what they needed to do, to get the win. So, kudos to them. Harding's a young team. They played physical, but it's a rebuilding situation. So, like that comment. Thank you, Jim. I think both teams are definitely going to be better in April, and they'll be better for playing each other, in week 3 for sure. The things that stand out to me, we were at Huff Lake Norman last Friday. And I thought that was a big game, and Huff really played well. And the thing about it is they lost 14 kids to early graduation. So yes, there's a lot of talent there, but that talent needs to be coached, and that staff's doing a great job coaching that talent up. They're undefeated, and they're playing well. And the biggest thing I love, offensively, they're balanced. I mean, they ran the ball really well with Mookie McWilliams, had over 100 yards on the ground. Tad Hudson being efficient in the passing game, really good completion percentage. And then, of course, the defense, just flying around. Lake Norman is getting to almost that point with Charlotte Catholic where they're going to run the ball on you no matter what. But Huff really shut that run game down, man. I mean, Lake Norman, for the 9 points they got, they really had to grind it out. And, for just that. So, Huff was really impressive in that manner. And I'm going to tell you something. We're getting ready to do the CMS Best To Last in about 4 minutes. I know that's what everyone's waiting on. And like I said, I'm bringing the juice. Literally, I'm bringing the juice tonight. So just hang on. But Providence, you talk about teams that feel like that they don't get the spotlight. How about Providence? 3-0, and nobody's talking about them. I mean, they defeat South Meck 27-6. And once again, their defense is playing really well. We'll talk about that in the Players of the Game. Coach Ward sent me some stats about that. Hickory Ridge defeating Rocky River 41-20, setting up the big game with Myers Park that we're going to be at Friday night. And how about East Meck? East Meck getting a win over Garinger 20-6. The game Cherie was at. Garinger actually scored first in that game, but East Meck came back and was able to get a win in the win column. They got a big game against Rocky River. I see Coach Strain for Providence saying they prefer to be under the radar. Well, you keep being undefeated, Coach. It ain't going to last very long. So we'll see where you guys are in the CMS Best To Last here in just a second. All right, let me bring on Coach Otis Powell. He's here. Let me get his thoughts on this real quick. How you doing, Coach?
What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good. Any thoughts from last week's games here in Mecklenburg County?
Nothing, not really. I mean, I think everybody did exactly what they did. I just have to bite my tongue on a couple of games, but it panned out the way we thought it was gonna pan out.
Why you gotta bite your tongue, man? This is Football Focus Weekly. We don't do that around here.
Well, I really thought that this would be the year for Butler to really step up and showcase some things, but they didn't kind of answer the bell like everybody thought they would. And my part kind of popped their buns on Friday night. But in that game, you can see that it was a tug of war battle. You can guarantee that those teams are gonna see each other again in the playoffs. So like T.O. say, I better get my popcorn ready and wait to see what's gonna happen. I won't get no predictions on that game when it gets to the playoffs. I'll just wait to see what happened in game time, and I'll make sure I'm there with you on the sideline, seeing what happens.
Well, I can tell you, Myers Park defensive tackle Andrew Bookman is very excited over that win over Butler, and now he's got the little shush sign. But I'm sorry, Myers Park's on the map now, Andrew. You can't hide no more.
And I got to give a shout out to one of my other college teammates. His son plays corner over there. Jonte Field, y'all, number 6.
Oh yeah.
And that kid is. I remember going to meetings in college, and Jonte had his son with him, so he's been bred ready for football since birth. So, those kids are doing their thing.
Oh, I think we lost Coach. Uh-oh. All right, well, we'll get Coach back here. Oh, there he is. All right, you good?
Yeah, it's football season. I'm waiting on somebody to pick up a kid, so I'm just hanging out right now.
Come on, parents. We got Football Focus Weekly going on, man. Come on now. All right. Okay. I'm gonna bring on Mr. McClamrock. You got any thoughts real quick, Coach?
No, I think not a whole lot of surprises in Charlotte this week. Scores about what we called them to be last week.
All right, good deal. So it's that time. I got called out on Twitter today by a player. They didn't like the rankings last week. All right, here we go. CMS Best To Last. I got to get to it because we went out of order. All right. Here it is. All right, so 19 Garinger. I thought they played better, but, couldn't pull it out over East Meck. 18 is Harding. 17 West Meck. 16 Hopewell. 15 Rocky River. 14 South Meck. 13 East Meck. 12 North Meck. 11 West Charlotte. 10 Independence. Now, in the Best To Last, you always want to be on the right side of the screen. And what we got, Berry at 9, Mallard Creek 8, and then the top 7. The thing about the top 7 is they're all undefeated except for Butler. And Butler lost to the number 2 team in Myers Park. So when you look at the ranking, Vance clearly dominant. No argument there. Number 2, Myers Park. We said if Myers Park beat Butler, they deserve to be at number 2. They're at number 2 because they earned it. All right, Butler. Butler drops 1 spot. It was a close loss, 24-21. A game like that, both teams are right there beside each other. That's why Butler's number 3, in my opinion. Number 4 is Huff. Huff was super impressive. Like I said, you can make an argument. I can understand you can make an argument. You could put Olympic above Huff where we had Olympic before. But here's what I'm going to say. You look at that Olympic Berry game. Berry was leading Olympic at times in that game before Olympic kind of put the gas pedal to the metal in the second half and won that game 46-24. Huff, impressive win over Lake Norman. Olympic, good win over Berry, but that Huff victory over Lake Norman supersedes that, in my opinion. Then RG Kell. RG Kell has beaten number 14 South Meck. They have beaten number 17 West Meck. They have beaten number 18 Harding. Now, this is the week where they play a top 9 team in Olympic. That is SoMec 7 fight of the year. That is the Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson matchup in the SoMec. But you see who's waiting there at number 7 to jump on whoever loses. Providence. They're still undefeated. And I'll tell you, I know they're ready for a taste of that SoMec 7 top half action because Providence has not, played either RG Kell or Olympic just yet. But they do have a big game this week against Central Cabarrus. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Now I see the comments lighting up, so I'm going to put some comments on the screen. What do you guys think? Not all at once.
Coach, you know what, Matt? I really believe that Butler should fall down because of a loss, and just keeping it how it's supposed to be. If you lost, you need to drop down. You need to drop down, and the teams that haven't lost to be in front of you. So I think everybody should just bump up one, and Butler should drop until they right there where one lost team should be at this point in the season. But we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, I think surprises to me right now, number 15, Rocky River. I think that a lot of people were expecting Rocky River to kind of finally get over that hump this year. They had a great offseason. You'd heard about guys moving in and just the players they had coming back. So, I think that's a little bit of a disappointment maybe with how their season has begun. Of course, North Mac got a big win this week over their rivals. They brought their shield home. Independence still playing really good football right now, but where do they fit into the big picture? How much movement up can they do from there? Barry is playing out of their minds right now. Coach Howard, man, what a great job he's doing. But that top 7 and 8, those are some freaking good football teams. Providence 3-0. That should be a great game. They've got to have a bad taste in their mouth after what happened last year versus Central Cabarrus. Audrey Kell has a lot of skilled players, man. I mean, athletically they can probably compete with anybody in the city, but you got to be able to have those big boys up front as well. And I think that's where a team like Audrey Kell maybe has some issues versus a bigger team like a Butler or like a Huff that just have those big boys. Olympic, where we thought they would be going back to last August. I imagine that Huff does not like being at number 4 at all. I'm sure that is being talked about a lot. I saw the interview with the big defensive lineman, and he basically called out everybody except for the Dallas Cowboys. He wanted to play them all and to showcase their talent level. And then, Butler, Myers Park, and Vance. Name me 4 or 5 better schools in all of the state than what that top 5 is right there. I just don't see it happening. There's no other county that has teams like Charlotte-Mecklenburg has right now. And even with all the early graduation that we saw coming out of this list of schools, these guys are still playing high-caliber football.
Absolutely, I agree with a lot of that. I'm gonna get to you guys' comments here in just a second. Brandon, what you got on this?
I think for the most part, it's people. The schools they're right where they should be. I really like. I like the fact that you pretty much that top 9 is pretty much a logjam. You got a lot of great teams right there. A lot of undefeated squads right there. I think some people may make the case. I'm not going to sign off on it, but some people might make the argument that Huff should leapfrog Butler. But you got to look at, you can't move Butler too far down because of who they lost to. I mean, they literally lost to the number 2 team by 3 points. So, I don't think that justifies too big of a slide, but some people may disagree. I think that argument may come up that maybe Huff should be a 3. But yeah, big log jam. So, but it's gonna start sorting itself out because these schools they're gonna start playing each other soon. So it'll start to sort it out real quick here.
Is Myers Park the surprise of the first half of the season almost? You lose the caliber of athletes that they lost. You lose your head coach right before the season begins, and they're not missing a beat right now. They are lights out. I know they've got stud athletes all over the place. I don't know what their lines look like this year because I haven't seen them. But is anybody surprised at how well they're playing right now? I mean, the Butler game was a surprise to me.
I would say so. I mean, I expected that game to be competitive. We had a clean sweep on here predicting Butler to win, which all y'all should slime yourselves like I slimed myself last week. But we'll get to that later on. But I definitely on that right side of the screen, Myers Park would be the biggest surprise. I think you have some other smaller surprises. I'm a little surprised at how well Providence is playing. I thought they would be better. Just with Coach Ward and his staff having more time to get their systems in, but I think they're playing even better than I expected. Barry's improvement is good to see with those JV kids moving up. Independence, a lot of people kind of predicted their demise, but I mean, they're in, their games. I mean, their 2 losses to Porter Ridge and Hickory Ridge are competitive games. So, they're not, falling off like, some people expected them to either. So Let's get to some comments here. First one I thought was interesting from Kyle. Move Barry and Maryland Creek up and move Archie Kell to ninth. You got to explain that one.
Direct mail to Zoom on that one.
So you come back with an explanation on that, Kyle, because I'd love to hear it. All right, Tim Pride says the winner of AK Olympic will be in the driver's seat. I give the edge to AK. No, I definitely agree that the winner of that game on Saturday night, 6 o'clock at Olympic, I'll be there for sure. Heavyweight fight, like I said, man. Ali versus Tyson. Get your tickets ready and your popcorn. But I'll give my prediction on that later on. That is one of the games we're going to predict. So hang tight on that one. Jim West, nice breakdown right here. Agrees that 1 through 4 in that exact order. 5 through 8 are fairly darn even. Next tier are probably in the right order, although I'm a bit higher on West Charlotte. Great ranking. Thank you, Jim. And I see. Oh, we have a West Charlotte line here.
Who? Hey!
They, man. Hey, I'm biased. I'm gonna be quiet. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. You know, we do play in one of the hardest conferences in the state of North Carolina. My own boy Pep keep on disrespecting us, but hey, I don't want to hurt no feelings tonight.
Come on, man. What?
I'm just here to party. I'm here to shake the room. Hey, I'm here to shake the room. That's all I'm here to do. Otis, what's up, big dog? Kenny, what's up? Brandon, what's up?
I'm going to be at the West Charlotte Vans game this Friday night, baby. I'll be there.
Hey, man, we're just going to play some good football. That's all we want to do. I look forward to going against my boys, Coach Lash, Q, my brother Hackett, you know, the most unappreciated person in football right now. But I love Hack, Coach Ferb, all of them, you know, Akers, them my guys. I love these guys, you know. I'm just here to party, but I do think, you know, no disrespect, you know, every time I come on here and say something, you know, somebody screenshot and say this, but we'll see. You know, I think y'all discount I went against a very talented North Met team. And I don't know how you got us 11 and we beat North Met and they at 12.
Because you beat them.
No, but you got Barry beat Ashbrook. Barry beat Ashbrook.
And they were competitive against Olympic last week, too.
And then Independence beat East Met. And that was a competitive game.
They lost to Hickory Ridge by 1 point.
Come on. I would say something. I don't shake the room. Do you think any one of them teams that they beat could beat North Met?
Who?
Any of them teams that Independence or Barry beat, do you think they could beat North Met?
Could East Met beat North Met?
Any of them teams that Independence beat or Barry beat, you think they could beat North Met? Do you think Ashbrook?
Ashbrook and East. I mean, Ashbrook's not a part of the poll.
All right, thank you. The case right. I'm gonna put my case down. Don't worry about it. All we don't do, I don't run from it. I just don't show up, baby. You know, that's all we do. I love my kids. You know, I think they're some of the most unappreciated kids in the state of North Carolina. These kids are fighters. They're warriors. And then you disrespect my Providence Panther family. Them kids, I am not shocked at what they're doing, but they're going to have to prove themselves when they play Olympic and AK. And Jamar Price, he is. I know Cam said he was the best running back in so met, but right now I think Jamar Price is the best running back in that conference, and they got the best player. He should be conference player of the year, and that is John Ballas. Hey, that boy is a freak, you know, and he playing like a madman. So I am not shocked. Kudos to my guy Harmon, what he's doing at Myers Park. That was a good game, man. I respect what he's doing. He making me eat crow, but I do feel like y'all sliding my boys at the dub, but it's all right. It's all right. It's like Pooh Shot said, we don't come take it back in blood anyway, so it's all right. We're not gonna come take it back in blood. We don't get our respect.
So you would have, so to put it on record, you would have the Dub C higher than 11 and Providence higher than 7.
I think right now your rankings, you got Providence where they is because Providence Achilles heel is AK and Olympic. You know, that's just me being honest. And Coach Ward is on the warpath. I cannot take Butler. You know, Butler. That Myers Park they shock everybody. You know, they lost a lot, but it's like DJ McFadden said, we need to get updated rosters because I did not know they had that. I knew they had that quarterback, but I did not know they had that big time receiver. And that boy is good. That number 2 from Myers Park, he is good.
Kamarion Thornton, yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak. And I already knew what the running back was gonna do. And their line, just to answer everybody's question, their O-line, D-line, they're the typical Myers Park O-line, D-line. They're nasty. They're mean and nasty.
Yeah, big. They're good.
But for them to do what they did against Butler's nasty D-line, O-line, that was very impressive. And of course, you know, you can't take the champs, you know, Vance. You can't take them out of that one spot. They're doing games, but I think everybody wants to see.
After this week, though, Coach Phillips,
I don't do that. You know, I don't do that. I just don't. I come ready to play. I'm gonna do what I do. If I have faith. You cannot coach football or play football and be like, hey, I'm gonna go get my. We don't lose this game. I'm not gonna say that. I'm confident in my kids. That's my West Side mentality. I am confident. I'm going to go try to upset them, but it's not in no disrespectful manner. I'm trying to upset the champs. That's how everybody should be when they play Vance.
Absolutely.
I'm not scared. We're not scared to play Vance. And Vance, that's why Vance loves competing against us. It's a rivalry. So I am very excited. We're gonna have to come. We don't have to buckle our chin straps up and come ready to play. And we hope we put on a good show for the city. That's all we're doing. We play from the West Side.
There it
is. From the West Side with love. That's all we're gonna do.
So Philip, since you can't really say, and neither one of us can really say, so when Providence and Olympic play, let's make a bet. I got an Olympic.
Oh, you want me? I'll go ahead and tell you. I'm putting my.
Providence Olympic. You gotta wear an Olympic shirt when you get on the show. And if Providence get Olympic, I'll get on here with a Providence shirt.
We do that. I got faith in my guys, man. I got faith in my guys.
I got faith in my guy. And you said that he ain't the best running back in the conference, and I believe Cam.
Jamal Price is the best running back
in the SoCon. I believe he's the best running back in the SoCon.
Man, Jamal Price is the. I like Cam. Cam, my guy. I like Cam. I respect. You want to know what? It's 2 players I really respect in this in football right now. Down. One is Cam because he didn't like what I said. And he took a shot at me. It's 3. Josh Johnson and AK. He is on my neck all the time. I respect that. And then the boy, this kid at Huff, that Curtis Neal is the most disrespectful, most nastiest player. I love that kid. And I don't say disrespectful in a negative way. He's gonna say what he's gonna say, and he means what he say. That kid right there, boy, is I respect it. But like I said, I love my guy. We're a young team. We don't go out there and ball out.
All right. We got a lot of comments to get to here because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's Vance coaches.
No. We're not typing anymore. Anyway, I think Markel Riley. I think Huff goes to 3 until the Vance game. MP is fine. Vance is fine. If Huff beats Vance last week of the regular season, then they should either move up to 2 or 1. Vance should never.
Hey man, that's the game of the year because hearing from both sides. They want each other.
Oh yeah. Vance wanted them as soon as that game ended last season. Me and Brandon were there. Yeah.
Hey,
you talking about some fire? That's gonna be some fire. In that game,
hey, man, bring your popcorn that game. But like right now, I can't cheer for my boys because they the enemy this week. But they know I love them. I got y'all cigars already. I'm gonna give them to you before the pregame, and we're gonna go at it. And then after that, we're gonna dab up and hug. That's how we do. But it's all love on the West Side. But when it's time to battle, I show up for a battle. I know Hack don't bark.
So Miss Moten says haters are gonna hate. I'm assuming she's talking to Kyle about moving RGK to 9. I still hadn't got that explanation.
AK, don't sleep on AK. I know they line is not as big as they are, but they got skill positions. And on that quarterback, he's getting his groove back. He's getting his groove. That boy nasty, boy.
I saw him last night. He threw 4 touchdown passes, man. They look really good in the skill positions. I totally agree. Our buddy Joe Hughes, Billup's just happy to still have a hairline. So there's your weekly shot from Joe Hughes, Mr. Illustrious.
I ain't worried about Joe. He's a hater, man. You know, it just sometimes, you know, my mom said sometimes you just don't get, people don't talk about you because they want to be you. So I understand. You know, I don't come in here all black. I got this maroon and gold on, and I know you wish you was a maroon and gold alumni like me from the illustrious West Charlotte. You know, the center, please, a historical site in Charlotte, North Carolina. So hey, I understand. I understand. Just like Otis, but Otis is he's a we brought him in. We brought him in. But when you start talking that old stuff, we got to send him back on his way back to the South Side. But we bring him in.
Listen, I am a South Side kid to the day.
There you go. I love it.
But in 2006, when Josh Harris invited me over there and got me on the coaching staff, got me in the building, I'm a West Charlotte line, like Coach West say, Dub, see?
Hey, you know. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Paris Metzger, Coach Billup's always talking. Yeah, he is.
Man, I love Pat House, man. You didn't get that dub. You made me eat my man, Paris. Me and you gotta talk. Paris. Boy, y'all had me up here.
Jim West, coaches on point and three-headed monster, top of the SOMEX 7. Absolutely, Jim. Agree with you on that. Patrick Clement, coach, you got to support here. You guys are going to shock the world. Talking about you guys going up against Vance on Friday. So there you go.
Hey, man, it like them young kids. They don't got me listening to this rapper called Pooh Sicey. You know, he say, we got to come take that thing back in blood. So that's what we don't do.
No clue. Try. All right. Coach Ward. Coach Ward talking about you guys, you and Otis's bet. He got a jump man shirt for him. So
hey Wes, I got no Wes. No, we ain't gonna give him the jump man. We don't give him the old Prophet, the old Panther, the Thundercat Panther logo. Now he don't get the new stuff. I got you, Wes. Sit down. Wes, you don't gotta say nothing. Wes, I got you.
All right, AK quarterback Jack Curtis. Remember, there's another running back in the SOMEX 7, Brooks Stankiewicz. Brooks' numbers are better than both,
he's nasty.
Nah. Three-way race for the top running back in the SOMEX.
It's gonna be Jamal Price.
Okay.
Let me make a phone call. I'll make sure.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. Tim Pride. Not only that, but the winner of the IMEC will have the number 1 seed in the West. Myers Park will get the number 2 seed in the West. So that's something we'll look at when we get closer to playoff time, is these, kind of predetermined seedings. We're going to talk about that a little bit. NCHSAA is making a change as far as playoff seeding goes starting in the fall. But this year, predetermined seeding, Ken, I saw you. Yeah.
Don't forget about the team that Myers Park's got to play this Friday night. Now, don't be sleeping on the team in Harrisburg.
Hickory Ridge. We're gonna talk about that game in just a second.
I ain't gonna count Jupe out. Big Jupe, hey, Jupe is one of the elite coaches out here. So hey, I respect.
Oh
it.
yeah.
You see, I see my boys. You see my old Providence play. You see Nathan. They know I was rep for.
Yeah, Nathan.
Hey, y'all don't do Vance like that, coach. Hey man, you know how I do. I just show up, baby. But I think them dogs don't come with me. I think we don't come. I think I have a feeling. It's always a highlight when we play Vance. It's never.
All right. Now we know you've gone viral before, so you might be.
Hey, no. You want to know what I told Coach Q and last if they blow us out, I got a picture I'm gonna post on social media, and it's a bet. We already gonna get it. If they blow us out, hey, I'll come back on the show. I'll take my look. That's what a man do. You got to come back. I ain't gonna run.
That's true. That's true.
And when I got beat by Creek, I'm here after we got beat by Creek.
Absolutely. And that's the thing I won't say. Football Focus Weekly, we here and we at the game on the sideline. So you ain't got to try to find us. We right there and we'll take it.
Hey man, all you gotta do is come on Baby Ford Road. You want to find me? I'm always hey, I'm easy to find. So I'm easy to find.
I guess see if I can say we want the smoke. So there you go. Right.
No, I don't need the smoke. Hey, I am the smoke, but it's all right. I am the smoke. Hey, no.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, no, I don't do all that junk talking. Everybody know I got something to say. We talk, but these are my friends. I'm going to talk junk to my friends because I love them. If it was somebody else, I'm gonna be PC, but these are my friends. We
love you too. We love you too.
Oh man, I got y'all back, man. I don't let nobody mess with y'all, especially Kenny.
Joe Hughes on the seedings. The random seedings by the NCHSAA make for wide open brackets. Seen it in too many sports already. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely agree with that, Joe.
Hey, man, keep on showing my gems. I see what my boy Eli said. Come on, keep on, bring it.
Okay. Coach, all right, Eli Watts, Coach Bill's energy unmatched. There you go.
Hey, man, we just show up. Hey, I'm proud of you, boy. I see you out there. I'm proud of you.
All right, good job, man. Jonathan Leach, what happened to that Butler is better than Vance take? Well, that came from one person.
That wasn't me.
And conveniently, that one person is not here tonight.
Right.
That's the queen.
Oh,
the
she
queen
said that? Oh, that's on her. I ain't saying that.
She's not here. She's not here to take her medicine. But trust me, I will cut this up and make sure she gets her medicine.
Hey, can I say one thing about Vance? Hey, one play I don't think they really highlight a lot on Vance is number 10. That dude is a monster.
James Pierce.
That kid, college coaches, holler at him. That kid, he has a great first step. He don't make no, he's coming off that line every time. You know, man, boy, Hackett. Lord, I watched that first. I said, who is this kid? That kid is.
Highlighted them in the preseason, man. They got so many over there, but that was one.
No, that boy.
Good gracious.
Man, Lord, I've been telling those. Hey, man.
Here's the last thing on the best of last from Markel Riley. Plus, Huff has always lit a fire under Vance that sent Vance on playoff rampages these last few years.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like Huff, it's like a symbiotic. I love this vocabulary. Like a symbiotic relationship between Vance and Huff. So, yeah, I think that's what sparked Vance to that state title last season, was that loss. So, great job, guys. Great job on the best of last. I love the comments, so let's keep them coming. We're gonna move on to the next segment.
Hey, y'all welcome. They knew Coach Bill was Dallas and Mad again. I just had to put a hurting on somebody. I'm back.
Symbiotic. That's the word of the night.
Yes, symbiotic. I love it.
Hey, I'm not doing no. Hold up. We can do this. Let's go.
You want to stay on for Cabarrus?
Yeah, I got this.
All right, Brandon. I'll come back to you. Coach Powell, just hang tight real quick. All right, Ken, you got Coach Billis with you on the Cabarrus County Blitz. J.M. Robinson, Cox Mill. What we got?
Well, obviously we talked about a minute ago. Cox Mill had a great showing versus A.L. Brown. Sounds like Coach Baker may start to be finding his groove on offense. They scored 28 points last week after being shut out the first 2 weeks. And then J.M. Robinson, they have scored 27, 45, and 44 points in their 3 games this year. And that game, after they scored 27, I talked to offensive coordinator Coach Fall, and I knew that joker wouldn't sleep all weekend because 27 points isn't going to go with him. He's just that kind of brain. And the past 2 weeks, they've lit it up. They may be the best offense in Cabarrus County that's not playing 4A football. And they've given up 14, 7, and 6 points. Their defense is playing lights out as well. That's going to be a heck of a game. But you already know one of those teams is going to be 4-0 at the end of this week.
Good gracious. Man, don't be talking bad about them. I can't really say nothing bad because both of these are my friends right here. And plus, J.M. Robinson, I love Blue Monroe. Blue Monroe is, man, he's something special. And then
Blue wins the quick game Friday night versus Hardin, right?
Yeah.
And then he jumps in his truck and heads to Kannapolis to watch the overtime versus Kannapolis. He calls me up, and I can barely hear him. I said, Blue, where are you, man? He goes, Coach, I'm at the Kannapolis game watching it overtime. Oh, Kannapolis just won. I'll call you back.
Yeah, no, I like that kid. And
That's awesome.
I love what Baker's doing at Cox Mill. I was glad to see him in a fight. I wish I was hoping he had it. We got an inside joke, me, him, and my AD, Josh Harris. But we were messing with him after he lost the game. But I'm interested. James Robinson dangerous. Me and Kenny said it. We told y'all if they go in there and match the same intensity as their head coach, that's gonna be a tough out. They are tough out right now.
But they've got their wide receivers. They might have the best wide receivers in the county, and that's any wide receiver group, including the one in Harrisburg. They've got a good group of kids.
Ooh.
What's wrong with you this week, man?
I'm talking about as a whole now. I mean, we all know the Harrisburg's got one that's pretty sticking good, but as a group, that JMR team might be the best.
All right. Concord, Northwest Cabarrus.
Concord didn't play this week. We talked about that a moment ago. Their game versus West Cabarrus got pushed. Their last game, week 2, they beat up on a really bad Cata football team. Cata has been outscored 90-7 this year to kind of put into perspective. Northwest has scored 40 and given up 116, but they did play better versus Central Cabarrus. If I was a betting man, black and orange would come out with a victory this week.
Yeah, I think this is Northwest Cabarrus week this week. That's just me being very honest.
Good deal. All right, this is an interesting game right here. West Cabarrus at A.L. Brown.
Well, West Cabarrus once again didn't play this past week after they pick up the first victory in program history. Athletically on defense, they are pretty good. They have 0 seniors on the team. They fly around on defense. Coach Carter's doing a great job with that defense. A.L. Brown didn't play as well, maybe as they should have or could have.
Let's say they didn't play. They didn't play well. Let's say that, so you won't get no subliminals.
Well, it's like Dion says, man. My name and likeness is about to go viral, man. I'm gonna make some
You've been around me too much. You've been around me too much.
You guys are bringing some real smoke tonight, man.
No, we ain't just talking. We're just talking. Isn't that right, Kim? We're just having a conversation amongst friends.
I mean, here's the truth. I said this after the Central and A.L. Brown game that I believe that is the game of the season in the South Piedmont Conference. I believe it's turned into a huge rivalry game, and you always worry about a hiccup following. And I think that's why Myers Park may be in trouble this week. You get a huge win versus a Butler, and then you turn around and you go and play Hickory Ridge. And Hickory Ridge is good, buddy. Like Myers Park better bring their A game. But that could have been the case with A.L. Brown. That being said, I think that A.L. Brown wins. I think it's a low-scoring game, probably in the 21-14 range. I just don't think that West Cabarrus has the firepower on offense yet to hang with A.L. Brown.
Got you. Good deal. All right. A game that I know you guys feel strongly about here.
Oh, you already know who I'm going with.
Providence at Central Cabarrus.
Well, Providence, we've mentioned them a lot already on the show. Look at that. I should have won. Yeah, we'll get you some of that, Coach Phillips.
I don't need that, baby. I got that maroon and gold, that black. Y'all know who I'm walking with. I'm walking with them Panthers. Let's go. Let's go. Go get your face back. I see you, Luke. I see you. I see all of them. Let's go. I ain't on a particular score. I just want them to get them.
This is what we know. Providence is 3-0. We know they've outscored their opponents 87-13. Notice as soon as Coach Phillips leaves, their defense gets
that's
really
how
good.
I do. That's how everybody do. That's how everybody go. I take it.
But I mean, how much have we talked about these guys from Providence? For a year now, almost. They're big. They're athletic. Their running back is one of the top running backs in the city. Their lines on both sides. The big tight end, defensive end type player.
My boy Mason Atkins.
Type kid that you call the hammer or whatever you call him.
John Ballas.
These are solid players, man. And, not to be funny, but they're pissed off at how the game went last year versus a little 3A school. And they should be. And they've got something to prove. They're coming to Central Cabarrus. I think Charlotte schools feel good anytime they go to a county that's not named Mecklenburg, and they're going to feel good. I'm going to be interested in how Central Cabarrus's offensive and defensive lines play. Central Cabarrus's offensive line has played really well in the pass protection game. Their, running back issues. Central is struggling the running back spot, man. They've got 2 kids going to play college football on scholarships next year that are split in time, but neither one of them were running backs before this year. Central Cabarrus's box, their front 6 is playing lights out right now, and they've got some DBs who can make plays. We've talked about several of them this year. So I'll be interested to see how Central Cabarrus's line and box stacks up versus Providence. I think that's going to be the difference in the football game. But
go ahead, say.
I think that Providence is playing really good football right now.
Thank you, Kenny.
Hey, Coach Ward, I want one of those Jumpman shirts too.
Man, he actually does. He's not lying. I'm not gonna count my guys up. You know, I tell everybody after me that I leave Providence because I didn't believe the talent was there. I said no. You know, I got an opportunity to go home and go coach where I played, where I had a lot of my some major life changes in my life. So it's not that team is. I told everybody, Pep dog was crazy. I said, hey, they don't be kind of tough next year because you gotta understand that JV team was feisty. They were fighters, and that culture was coming. Don't you get a Nike on because of that? He means that too. He means that too. Stop, Strain. Go, Strain. Go away. I got it, Strain. Y'all don't gotta say nothing. But all jokes aside, their confidence is back. They're on the bus. You know, they all when you got one team that believe in one common goal, they felt very disrespected last year. Yeah, and I like that.
One thing that used to impress me about the Providence football teams of the Bruce Harden era, for example, is they played with such a swag. There was such a confidence about them. When we would roll into Providence's parking lot at 4:45, 5 o'clock, kids were already out there in their Beamers and their Land Rovers grilling out steaks. And when they came onto the field, those white kids, they knew that they had more money than you. They knew that they wore fancier clothes than you.
We got sold there too.
Than your mamas. Like there was just a swag about them. And back then, the student section was off the hook.
And it still is off the hook.
Yeah, they're still crazy. It's still crazy.
I don't know. I haven't been to a game over there yet this year.
You were there last year, and we were crazy last year. Don't you dare do that, Kenneth.
Quick last year.
Don't you dare do that, Kenneth. Don't you dare do that, Kenneth.
80 yards. In fact, Deshaun Rogers-Freeman, who we were just talking about with Coach Sanders, he went 80 yards on the first play, and then he got tackled and put about 23 yards in the typhoon water that we had.
All you doing right now is putting fuel in that bus. Wes, I hope you better put this on the bulletin board. Y'all listen to me. Y'all listen to me.
Not gonna be in another locker room.
Listen to me.
Last year.
Listen to me, Panthers. Y'all better go out there and do what Coach Bill told y'all to do. Y'all better go smack him in the mouth for 4 quarters. And then we're on part. I want to see all the videos on Instagram. And y'all call out Kenneth McKinney. Matter of fact, you call him McKinney. Call him Kenny. Call him Kenny.
They've been in my DMs. Providence know that I don't coach anymore.
He do coach. He coaching spirit, guys. He's coaching spirit. Don't let him fool you. Now y'all leave Kenneth alone. Kenneth, you got pass.
So we've gone off the rails. So let's get back on with Mount Pleasant, Jackson County.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant's 3-0. They're playing lights out. They're scoring a lot of points. Granted, a whole lot of those points was against a Cata football team as well. They've got a solid quarterback, a solid running back. They've got a really young defense who's getting better every single week. And if you know anything about Coach Johns, you know that defense is going to play balls to the wall. They're going to hit you in the mouth. They're going to play hard. They're coachable kids. Anson is 1-2. If you know anything about Anson, they're always super athletic. They always have speed. Their 2 losses are to 2 really good football teams. Clinton, who's undefeated, who we played last year, won a really good football game, and then Goldsboro, who's lost 1 football game. So they're 3-0 and 2-1. Coach Jackson, Coach Jackson does a great job. And at Anson, you have to do a great job with less because just the environment that you have to deal with over there is such a unique place. But that being said, I expect Mount Pleasant to remain 4-0 if they can weather big plays. I think Anson's going to be a big sack or a big play 9-ball. If Mount Pleasant can weather it, they've done a great job running the football this year. I see Mount Pleasant staying undefeated.
Yeah, that's a sneaky good game right there. I mean, really see how that comes out.
You gotta make a segment called Sneaky Good Games.
If it wasn't in Wadesboro, that might be the game I would have went to because that's going to be a tremendous game potentially.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Burlos. It's been a great show so far.
Now what happened when you pair me and Kenny? When me and Kenny get Kenneth, my fault, Kenneth.
Just make sure that Coach Ward knows that I pulled for them every single week, and I think they're.
Oh, you know, he felt like you was at war when my phone be blowing up right now. What do you mean by that? And I was like, oh man, it's all right. He's just messing.
All right. All right, let's move on to Gaston County. Ken, you want to stay on?
I'm fading to black.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Let's bring on Coach Powell with us. Okay, so we got some interesting games here in Gaston County. First one, Crest Hunter Huss. Otis, I'll give you first crack at that.
I don't know where to go with that one. I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of torn just because of the relationship I have with one head coach and the history of the other schools. So I'm hoping they can bounce back from the loss they had last week. King Mountain is gonna keep it rolling against Ashbrook.
That's fine. I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead, Otis.
Okay. Stuart Kramer in North Gaston. I'm hoping Coach Clark can go ahead and pull out his first win right here against Stuart Kramer. I just want him to go ahead and do that for the program. East Gaston and Chess. I don't know. That's a toss up for me.
Chase had the big win this past week, right? Chase beat Shelby last week.
Almost.
Right? Almost beat Shelby. They didn't end up winning?
No, I think Shelby came back at the last minute, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right on that one, Billups. But even that, with that being said, Shelby and Burns, it might shut down that small little town. Just for the a lot of tickets we're gonna be giving. That's gonna be a barn burner. That'll be a game that I would, if I wasn't coaching on Friday night, it'd be a game that I would want to go check out. South Point and East Rutherford. I think East Rutherford is playing pretty good right now, but South Point, they got a point to prove. So I'm not like you, Bill. I can't really talk about this game. We'll just see what happens when we get out there and we play up under the lights at 6:30. Hickory and Forest View. I'm gonna go with Hickory, because they've been playing football a little bit longer, and they've been going at it. They just about like the other schools in our Kansas State. And I'm gonna go with RS Central at Mount Island, because when I picked Mount Island last week, they dud it up. So I'm gonna go against them this week, and maybe that'll fire them up to play.
Ooh. He said he done it up.
All right, so we went through all those.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so a couple things real quick. Stuart Kramer at North Gaston. That game is now at Stuart Kramer because of field issues. At North Gaston, we've been seeing that with all the grass fields. Ken, you had a great quote today. The ADs with turf fields are the MVPs.
Well, it was said in part in jest, but I mean, it has been incredible watching schools with turf fields allow other schools to come in, whether that's for practice time, to move games around. There's been a sense of community among schools and coaches this year, like we talk about, but we don't always get to see. I mean, a lot of people may not realize this, but there's a small fraternity among football coaches. We may go at each other on Friday nights and Thursday nights and holler at each other when the game ends, but usually by the next morning we're calling and texting each other, congratulating each other on big wins and playing well. And I've just been really pleased to see. I think it's been awesome seeing how schools have worked with schools that have natural grass fields this year.
I totally agree with that, because there is some, logistics that go into that, and extra hours and access and being available for things. So yeah, that's a really, really great point. Real quick, my thoughts on this, Crest Hunter Huss, I do like Crest, in that one. Kings Mountain, I like over Ashbrook. Stuart Kramer, North Gaston. I mean, I'm going with Stuart Kramer just because they've been playing. I mean, North Gaston just hadn't been playing. It's really tough, man. Like Chase, Chase put a scare into Shelby last week over East Gaston. I put Shelby Burns on there. I know it's a Cleveland County game, but that's a huge game in 2A. I'm gonna pick the upset. I'm gonna go with Burns. I'm gonna go with Burns over Shelby. Now I know Shelby had some guys out, and I know I might get blasted by the legions of Shelby fans that are out there. But Coach Devine is a Queen City Senior Bowl coach. He's got a heck of a team, and I'm gonna, they're at home, so I'm gonna go with them. South Point, I'd like them over East Rutherford. Coach, you guys are playing Bessemer City, right?
Yeah,
you are playing this week.
Yep.
I'm gonna pick you. I like you guys over Bessemer City. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go get it done. OP, let's go.
My man.
Hickory Forest View, that's a toss-up game, man. I'm gonna go Forest View though on that one, and I'm gonna go Mountain Island Charter. I think they're gonna have a nasty taste in their mouth after last week, and I think they're gonna get right with RS Central this week. So that's the Gaston County Blitz right there. All right, Meck County. Let's get Brandon. You good to go?
Nah, don't leave him on. Don't even put him on here.
Don't put him on.
I'm ready.
That Brandon, not the other one. Producer Brandon. I'm sorry.
Producer Brandon. All right. I added the label. We want to differentiate.
All right. So thoughts on these guys? What you got? Hopewell, Mallard Creek.
Mallard Creek continues to get their groove back this week.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. They got a bit of a confidence boost they needed, and they got that last week. Let's see.
Now, Lake Norman Mooresville is a big time rival game up in Iredell County. Not a Mecklenburg County game, but they both play in the IMEC. So I wanted to put it on there. Lake Norman coming off the loss, Mooresville coming off the loss.
This is probably the most competitive game of the ones on the screen.
I think so too. They're both coming off losses, but losses to really good teams, and I think that's going to motivate them going, into this one. So I definitely think it's the most even matchup on the shot for real.
That being said, I would probably give the edge to Lake Norman on this one. They've played really good football so far this year. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Mooresville's still trying to figure out who they are with Coach Nixon. That's just tough, man. As a brand new coach in this type of season, but I think Lake Norman gets the win in this one.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, but I'm a wrestling coach, and when you see these two schools go at it in a gym in a wrestling match, I've never seen nothing like it in my life. But on Friday night for Lake Norman and Mooresville, if it was not the pandemic, both student sections would be going crazy, and you would give it to the team. Whoever got the ball in the fourth quarter last, that's the team that's going to win this ball game. It is a true rivalry. Both towns come out for it. The schools come out for it. The kids come out for it. It is an electric atmosphere. And just speaking as a wrestling coach, it's an electric atmosphere to see both sides of this town go at it. It's going to be a family affair. It's going to be cousins going against friends. It's going to be the game that you want to see. I mean, this is the game in IMAC that can separate the bottom half.
Yeah, and that's a good point because for Lake Norman to remain in the playoff chase here, they got to keep winning. They got the one loss now, and then you got Vance and Huff, of course, undefeated. So they have got to, keep winning games and, hope, that, they can get, some luck along the way. Wild card is possible, but top two seals it. So to summarize the last of the games, I think we like Huff over North Meck. Now North Meck's better than I thought, just off reports, and then they beat Hopewell last week to get the shield back. So I mean, based on what I saw last week, Huff is playing really well. Vance and West Charlotte, we love our illustrious Billups, but Vance is on a different level. I like Barry over West Meck. Barry has shown a bit more on both sides of the ball so far this season than West Meck has. And then Porter Ridge over Garinger. Does anyone disagree with any of that?
No, I think it's going to be interesting to see North Mac, a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, just a new staff, really, how they adjust as the season rolls. Because let's be real, North Mac and Hopewell and those teams, they need to win games to keep their kids in house.
Hot take. All right. We got Mr. Tap In here. We're gonna bring him on.
Yeah, tap it in.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, he's got his hair back.
Yeah, just got off a gym session, fresh out.
Man.
What's up, Brandon? What's up, Otis? What's up, Kenny?
What's up,
man? How you doing?
Hey! You can't call him Kenny. Man. You can't call him Kenny.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, you started this bad habit, so it's really your fault. So, but I'm sorry.
That's already been addressed, okay? That's already been addressed. I got to keep all of you in line.
I'm gonna call him Ken Dog.
Ken Dog. All right,
yeah.
You got any thoughts on those games on the screen?
Let's see. Hopewell, Mallard Creek. Okay, we're gonna go with Mallard Creek on that one. Lake Norman, Mooresville. I'm gonna go Lake Norman. North Meck and Huff. I'm gonna go Huff. West Charlotte, Vance. I'm gonna go Vance. West Meck, Berry. The West Side Classic. I don't know, man.
Hey, promote yourself, man. You gonna be there?
Can I get to that? Hold on. West Meck, Berry. I'm gonna go Berry. I'm gonna go Berry on that. And then Porter Ridge and Garinger. I'm gonna go Porter Ridge.
All right, thank you, sir.
Impact speed training will be at the Berry versus West Meck game, though.
Happy, baby.
So y'all be on the lookout.
Shameless. All right, second set of Mecklenburg County games. What you got, guys?
I think Butler gets it going. Gets going. I think Butler gets it going back this week. Nice Park takes care of Hickory Ridge. Rocky River gets it going against East Meck. Charlotte Catholic is Piedmont. I'm gonna take Charlotte Catholic in this one. South Meck and Hardin. I'm gonna go with Joe Edmonds and South Meck on this one. Olympic and RTL. Billups, I had to bring it back out for you. You know who I'm going with. Hold on for life. Woo. I got my Letterman jacket, Kenny, from high school.
Hold on.
Oh, baby. I gotta go with the old dogs. We here, Cam. Don't let me down. Hey, QB1, let's go. Let's get going. Let's get it going. Show them what we about. Old dog for life, baby. Old dog for life.
Man, out the leather jacket. Oh,
yeah, you did.
Go back.
All right. Go ahead, Ken. Why don't you go ahead?
Well, yeah, I think this is a great slate of games on this slide here. Butler, they're going to be pissed off. Period. I think they roll on this one. But I'm going to tell you, don't be surprised at this next one. Don't be surprised if that team in Harrisburg pulls out what everybody else thinks is an upset. It won't be an upset in my eyes. I'm going with the school in Harrisburg on that one. Rocky River versus East Meck. It's time that Rocky River plays to the talent that they have. I'm going with Rocky River on this one. Charlotte Catholic. Audrey Kell at Olympic.
Heavyweight fight.
I just think that Olympic is the team that everyone else in that league has to beat. They're the big daddy right now, and everyone else needs to prove that they're better than they are. And then South Meck rolls at Hardin.
All right. Producer Brandon.
Yeah, I'm just really fixated. I'm fixated on that Myers Park in Hickory Ridge, man. That's a much bigger game than people might realize, from the outside looking in. I know Rocky River is gonna come in motivated. They're kind of performing under their own expectations right now. East Meck's coming off a win, so they're gonna be motivated as well. So that could turn out to be a good game. Definitely interested to see, how Olympic and RGKL plays out.
All right, good deal. Justin, you got anything to add?
Brandon, you didn't do no picks. You just said it was gonna be a good game.
Y'all picking every game. We got a prediction segment.
Aha.
Oh, what's this? I thought this was.
This is discussion. But you can't. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong, but
see, you
go ahead.
See, I was misinformed, guys. I'm sorry. But okay, I guess I'll continue. So the Independence Butler game is, I feel like it's gonna be one-sided. A good Southwestern 4A conference matchup, but I mean, of course, Butler is coming off that loss, so they're gonna want revenge. Morris Park and Hickory Ridge, it's gonna be a battle. But I'm gonna stick with MP on that. They're coming off a big win, and they're looking for that championship. They want to take down the number one team, so I'm going with MP. Rock River and East Smack. Fowler's coming back. Fowler's coaching his former team. Well, he's the AD, but his team is against his former team. I'm gonna go with East Smack on that.
Drop down and get your eagle on there.
Hey, man, they got their first win, so they got a little confidence, got a little motivation going into this game. So I'm gonna go with East Smack on that.
All right.
Charlotte Catholic against Piedmont. I'm gonna go Catholic. Is this the game of the week, the RGKL Olympic game?
That's one of the predictions. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
We get into it in just a second.
Okay. Well, I'm making my prediction now. So RGKL and Olympic. Since you didn't tell me that this was not.
Go ahead, sir.
Damn. I don't know, man. It's a tough one, man. It really could be a toss-up. Olympic is very senior heavy, and they don't want to lose this. But on the flip side of that, RGKL has some good seniors as well. I'm sorry, Ms. Moulton, but I'm gonna go with Olympic on this. It's tough. Shout out to my boy Dylan Smoot, man. He's been balling this year, so I'm gonna go with him. And South Meck and Hardin. Dang, Pep. I'm about to go against your school here, and I'm gonna side with South Meck.
It's okay. So a couple things on here. So RGKL Olympic is at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Want to make sure we get that out there. And then South Meck at Harding, that game is going to be played at West Meck at 1 p.m. So a couple things to note on those two games in the SoMeck 7.
So why does it say 7 p.m.?
Because I did it when it said.
Oh, okay. I was just asking. I didn't want no confusion. Just want no confusion.
All right. Predictions with Big B and the boys. He's usually the producer and the queen, but the queen is not here, so it's gonna be Big B and the boys. All right.
Did you not send her the link, or she's just not here? Because you didn't send the link last week, so I'm just asking.
She got stuff to do, man.
Okay. I'm just making sure you didn't leave her out.
He's gonna mute you if you keep saying stuff, man.
I'm just asking. I'm just getting stuff, Go ahead, continue, man. I gave my prediction. I just want to hear the boys. Oh, I see you still got the Olympic jacket. You repping. Look at you. You repping over there. That's a throwback, too. That's a throwback jacket.
Okay.
Throwback for real. It's mine. I earned this one.
Naughty. Myers Park.
Y'all bring Kenny back.
You're right. Okay. Phillips. You're right. Myers Park, Hickory Ridge. So here's my thoughts. So Myers Park comes off a big win over Butler, 24-21. Hickory Ridge, 3-0. This is their first showcase game. Myers Park has been in this showcase already, obviously, with the other game last week against Butler. I feel like Coach Jupiter Wilson wants to be in that spotlight. I think he feels like being here in the Southwestern with the Charlotte schools that Hickory Ridge is not really seen as a spotlight school, at this moment. I think this is something that they are ready for, that they relish. They just posted their schedule for next year. I mean, they're playing, Vance and Charlotte Catholic in the pre-conference schedule. I mean, they are not running from smoke at Hickory Ridge at all. When you got a team like that is eager to prove a point, kind of like Myers Park was eager to prove a point last week against Butler. They're talented. They've got a big offensive line that's talented. They've got skilled guys like Christian Hamilton, Saban McLaughlin, and the quarterback Alex Bentley that can get it done. I covered this JV game last year. It was a really good JV game. Both JV teams are undefeated. Hopefully they get to play this week because of the weather tomorrow. Me and Brandon will be at this game on Friday night. I'm telling you, everything lines up for Hickory Ridge. But I'm going to pick Myers Park.
Great pick.
I knew this where you were going. I mean, he's stacking all those dominoes for figures, but I knew you were going to say that. Like, I saw that coming.
And I think it's going to be a great game. I really think it's going to be a great game. I really do. But there's one thing I always say about changing gears from playing some teams that aren't as tough, being honest, to playing teams that are really good. We think Myers Park obviously is really good. You know, it's an initial shock to the system sometimes. I think the motivation for Myers Park is going to be they want to validate that Butler win last week. You know, I think Hickory Ridge is going to come out with their hair on fire, but I think, you know, Myers Park is going to weather the storm. It's going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to see it. Shelby and Burns, I already picked. I picked Burns. You guys, what's your pick on that one?
On that one, Shelby and Burns. I'm gonna go Burns. Shelby. I know Shelby's.
They're gonna hate us.
Greatness. I get it. It just if that last game is any indication, they just may have to tighten up on defense a little bit. You know, they gave up a lot of points last week, so they're welcome to prove me wrong. But I'm gonna go Burns on this one.
All right, there it is. Otis, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Shelby. Myers Park take care of Hickory Ridge, and you already see the jacket. And Rocky River gonna take care of business over East May. You already see the jacket.
I think Justin, what's your Shelby Burns pick, Justin?
Shelby Burns. My roommate's from Shelby, so I'm gonna go Shelby.
All right, that's a split on Shelby Burns, and rightfully so. It's gonna be a great game. RG Kell at Olympic, like I said, this is heavyweight fight. This is Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson in the SOMEX 7, 6 o'clock Saturday at Olympic, Gus Johnson Stadium. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a great, great game. Last year, RG Kell defeated Olympic 28-7 at RG Kell, and that game ended up winning them the SOMEX 7 Conference Championship. Olympic has not forgotten that feeling. I think they were out a couple guys that game. And it was a big game last season, but even more this year. We talked, I can't remember who mentioned the seniors at Olympic. Senior-led teams, in this kind of situation, Saturday night showcase game. There's a lot there, for Olympic to get this done. You look at the battles on the O-line and D-line. The Olympic defensive ends and Kai Russell and Dylan Smoot going up against the RG Kell tackles. That's going to be a big key in this one. RG Kell has a great ability to throw the football with Jack Curtis and his receivers and Josh Johnson, Brevin Caldwell, Quentin McCall, and Nate Francis. 4 receivers that can just go get it done. They go to that spread offense, and if Curtis has the time to throw the football, they can make plays. We saw Barry make plays against the Olympic secondary last week. They put up 24 points. That's going to be the key. Can RG Kell pass protect enough to throw the football down the field? Because they have the guys that can win one-on-one matchups on the outside. Conversely, I'm going to share this point. Harding was able to run the football against RG Kell. That is a great sign for Olympic because they have a great running quarterback in Sean Bowles. They have a great running back in Cam Smith. That offensive line is big and they can move. They run a lot of misdirection things in that offense. That ability to run the football is going to be huge. And I'm telling you, I'm really struggling to predict this game. But when you struggle and you have great seniors, you go with the seniors. I'm going to pick Olympic. There it is.
Look, all that field, this is one thing. You gotta go with this. Go with them. It's Olympic.
So, great job. That's our prediction segment this week. We are so far behind because we're doing a great job of talking about these games. Let's go to players of the game. Tap in, sir. What you got right here?
This segment is brought to you by Impact Speed Training. This game was the game of the week, as we all know, Butler and Myers Park. And Cameron Man Thornton was the player of that game. 2 receiving touchdowns. Yeah, you should have. But 2 receiving touchdowns over Butler. As we all know, gave his team momentum because they were down. It was a dogfight. They were going back and forth when they were down for a second, and they put him up with the Lucas touchdown connection to Cameron. So, like I said, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the defensive backs couldn't guard them, and yeah, man, player of the game. I also want to shout out to Bryce Dixon, the defensive lineman from Butler. He was nobody could guard him the whole game, and like I said, it was a dogfight, so it could have went either way. If they would have won, he definitely would have been my impact player as well. So definitely want to shout them out. And GW Clemmer too, the linebacker for Butler as well. He had a pick 6 and he was in on like every tackle. So those are my players of the game. But Man gets the spotlight for this one. So shout out to Man. Shout out to Myers Park.
All right, and we did an interview with Kamarion Man Thornton. Make sure you go check that out on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, where you can see the segment and then click the link for the full interview. So thank you so much, Justin, and thank you to Impact Speed Training for the sponsorship of this segment.
Oh, yeah, man. Make sure y'all tap in.
Tap. Y'all hear that? Tap in. All right. Thank you, Justin. Okay. Next up, we got Joe Hughes players of the game. A lot of Gaston County guys and Cleveland County guys here. Hunter Hogue for South Point, rushed for 213 yards, 31 carries, and 3 touchdowns. Big win for South Point over Stuart Kramer. Conversely, Stuart Kramer quarterback Justin Rockmore, who has been on here every week. And I'm going to reach out to you, Justin. I promise. I saw your highlights. I'm very impressed, man. 23 of 36, 395 yards and 3 touchdowns, along with 101 yards on the ground. Good gracious. What is that, 500 yards of total offense? My goodness. What a player, right? And that's awesome. And I believe he's only a sophomore. That's even crazier. So that's a guy we're going to get on the radar. Javari Rice Wilson, a great player at Kings Mountain. 10 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 quarterback hurries. My Lord. Show me the film. What a performance. I mean, he's a great player, man. We did an interview with him in the offseason as well. He's really, really great young man. Heck of a performance right there. Great job. All right. Burns quarterback Cameron Sweezy rushed for 2 touchdowns, connected with Silas Tate for another touchdown. The Bulldogs 54-7 win over East Rutherford. Big game against Shelby this week. Carter Green of Crest returned a fumble for 90 yards for a touchdown, along with an interception in the Crest win over Ashbrook. And then, of course, Stuart Kramer putting up all those yards on offense. Someone's got to catch the ball. Jesse Ryan caught 7 passes for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, those are some amazing numbers, man. So great job, guys. Joe Hughes, he highlighted more players, but I pretty much pick 6 from him every week. And those are Joe Hughes players of the game. Make sure you check him out with the Gaston Gazette, doing an awesome job covering all sports. Hardest working man covering high school sports in this area, for sure. All right. Now, Pep Man's players. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go check out our interview with defensive tackle Curtis Neal. Several tackles for loss in the Lake Norman backfield, and that's not easy to do when Lake Norman runs that triple option. You're getting tackles in the backfield on that, you're doing a heck of a job. I mean, he literally, just controlled that interior of the line, which made it, real tough for Lake Norman to move the ball. But check out that interview. As everyone has said on the show, he talks and he backs it up. That's all I'm gonna say on that for sure. All right, a couple other guys for Huff. Mookie McWilliams, 20 carries for 146 yards and a touchdown. Great performance for him. And then we interviewed Caden Bell McKeithen, he's the Thunder to the Thunder and Lightning combination there in that backfield. 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing and 1 receiving in the victory. We did that interview with his offensive line at his request. We didn't ask for it. He did. Really cool to do that and to see the O-line get a little shine, a little highlight. So great job to those guys, for the Huff backfield. And then a couple more. Linebacker / DN Dylan Brady had 2 sacks, and he was in on multiple plays as well in the backfield in the victory. Now, to get 2 sacks against Lake Norman, I mean, they don't throw it much. So you're getting 2 sacks. That's probably about 33% of their passing attempts for that game. So great job to Dylan. And then Isaiah Brown Murray, number 9. He's playing safety. He had several big-time tackles in the open space and especially critical situations. A couple times Lake Norman got down in the red zone. They tried to run outside, and, Brown Murray was there every time. And, he's gotten a ton of offers. He had a great offseason. He's going to be a big-time D1 player in his future. So great job to both of those guys in your game. All right, Coach Ward, this has become a weekly thing, the Coach Ward Weekly Providence Panthers segment. Jamar Price, 25 carries, 112 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The defense gave up 38 yards rushing and had a pick 6. And our defense has only been scored on twice in 3 games. Total rushing yards given up in all those games is under 100 yards. So Providence defense getting it done. They're 3-0. That's a big reason why Jamar Price and that defense. So great job to the Providence Panthers. Big game this week against Central Bears. We'll see if they can remain undefeated on the season. All right, Vance Cougars. Defensive lineman Zarian Jackson Bass, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a sack. He was also the Under the Lights camp defensive MVP. Cannot believe he's a 2023 kid. I was shocked when they told me that at the camp. I mean, he's huge. He's going to be big time. I mean, major, D1 if he keeps on that trajectory. So great job, Zarian. The sky's the limit for your potential, man. Really happy for you. All right, RGKL had several players stand out in 2 games. So from Friday night, running back Brooks Stankiewicz, 194 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And then from Tuesday night, last night against Harding, Jack Curtis, 4 touchdown passes. Wide receiver Joshua Johnson, Coach Billett's favorite player, 1 receiving touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown. And then he's giving you the thumbs up, Josh, if you're watching. And then from Tuesday, also from last night, Stephen Bauer, Coach Jocham shouted him out in the article. And I agree. He was all over the field on defense. Harding had a lot of running plays, and, he was the one stuffing them, most of the game. So great job to all the guys over at RGKL. A lot of talent on that team. Can't wait to watch the heavyweight fight on Saturday night over at Olympic, 6 o'clock. I shouted this kid out on Instagram. Number 8, Yashia Freeman. He was team captain. Incredible heart and leadership. He plays all over the field. He's really a DB, but they put him in at linebacker sometimes. He plays slot receiver. He plays running back. He returns kicks. Incredible heart and leadership. The game was over 41-0, coming down to the last 2 plays of the game. He's cramping in both of his legs on the sideline. And the trainer's working on him. He got up, ran back on the field because he wanted to keep RGKL out of the end zone on that last couple plays. Incredible heart. I talked to him after the game. He's a senior, and he's a very talented player. But it's a down year for Harding at the moment. I just wanted to shout him out because I love seeing kids, do stuff like that. And those kids deserve, just as much shine as the star players getting all the numbers and stats and everything. So great job, Yashia. And, I'll see you again real soon, man. All right. Lake Norman, Will Kobuszewski, 14 tackles, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery. Incredible performance for him from the safety position. He's committed to Furman. And I think they got a steal because this guy, he's all over the field, man, and a really great player, up there at Lake Norman. Comes from a good family, too. You know who I'm talking about. All right, Myers Park had several players stand out. Running back Jacob Newman, 21 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Quarterback Lucas Lindhoff. We also interviewed Lucas earlier this week. Make sure you go check out his interview with us on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. 2 touchdown passes in the victory over Butler. Defensive linemen. I heard a lot of reports about the Myers Park defensive line doing a great job controlling the Butler run game. Andrew Bookman, Jimmy Simpson, Jordan Potrose Tinsley. Great job up front. And then the DBs, Caleb Weaver and Omari Falyar. Stuff I saw online and film. Great run support and coverage. I really love the run support because Butler likes to get off tackle with their different misdirection plays, and they did a great job in taking on the lead guys and the pulling guards and all that. Excellent job, by those guys over at Myers Park and getting that big win over Butler. All right, Pine Lake Prep from Coach Austin Trotter, head coach. Colby Lane, running back, 12 carries, 170 yards, 14 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, all in a quarter and a half. Good gracious. Man, you talking about putting in work and then going to sit down and chill. That's what it's all about right there. And also wants to shout out the Pine Lake offensive line. Through 3 games, they're averaging 7.6 yards a carry. No sacks allowed in 3 games. They're only giving up 1 sack overall on the season. That offensive line, Dean Anderson, Connor Krug, Braden Reppert, Charlie Powell, and Reggie Sidbury. Great job, guys. Anytime I can highlight offensive linemen, I'm going to do it. And the way to keep it going, they're undefeated on the season. Like I said, they got that big matchup looming with Mountain Island Charter in a couple weeks. We'll see, how that goes when we get there. Great job. All right, Mallard Creek getting on the board this season. Xavier Brower, 14-18, 232 yards, 5 touchdowns, also added 30 yards rushing. And then A.J. Davis Ingram, we've interviewed him a couple times all season. Great kid, comes from a great family. 2 receiving touchdowns in the victory over Dub C. All right, and then I ain't going to leave him out. Wide receiver Chance Morrow, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. We did an interview with him as well. Great young man. I wish he was related to me, but I told him at the end of the interview he's adopted into the family. He's a 6'6" receiver on the outside, man. He just, make sure you check out his film. He's really, really dynamic on the outside, one-on-one battles. Coach Billups is trying to tell me something in the back. I don't know what he's saying. Hold on. What you saying, man?
Hey, all I can say about Chance, college coaches, he is phenomenal. I love Chance. He is a natural born leader. Y'all think he's cocky. He's not cocky. He's very confident young man. He's a very confident young man. I love Chance. Chance is he's a great basketball player. He's an even greater football player. He's like a great teammate. He's probably one of the most underrated players in our city because where we're at. But let me tell you something. He is a dog and he's a leader. He's a route technician. I love that kid. It was we was down and he was like, hey guys, just follow me. I'm gonna try to put us back in this game. And he did what he had to do. So I love him. He's a typical West Charlotte guy. And Pep know what I'm talking about. He's a typical West Charlotte guy. He's a fighter.
Yep.
I really respect that kid. Davis Ingram at over there at Mallard Creek. I am very good friends with somebody who's related to Randall Little Bit Ingram. He comes from a great line. And Bowers, man, I'm glad that Creek. I'm mad that they got it against us. Y'all, that team's gonna be good. They had to find their identity and they got us. So, I respect Creek. A lot of respect to their head coach and everything they're doing over there. I love that program and what they're doing. Don't count the Creek out. That was a good game. It was a really great game. I know the score went on reflected, but it was a really good game.
All right. Thank you for that, Coach. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
All right. Hickory Ridge from Coach Hagler. Wide receiver Christian Hamilton, 152 yards receiving and 2 touchdown catches. Alex Bentley, great game, 9-12, 175, 3 touchdowns. And then running back Randall Fisher, 14 carries for 115 yards. So great balance on offense, man. And we're going to see that balance Friday night against Myers Park in a huge, huge game. Hickory Ridge still undefeated on the season. All right, South Meck. I'll tell you, these numbers are crazy. Safety Michael Higa, hope I said that right. 10 solo tackles, 15 total tackles, had a forced fumble and 2 pass breakups in the game against Providence. So had several, players, shout him out and, wanted to highlight him because that's a heck of a game right there for Mr. Higa for South Met. Excellent job. All right, and then Stuart Kramer got a look at this highlight film from this game. OL Nathan Linkus committed to Western Carolina. Dominant blocking performance against South Point all night long. So I'll retweet his huddle highlight so you can check it out. But he was impressive, and he's a big boy, 6'5", 330. So, I love seeing, offensive line dominate. So good job, Nathan. All right, so and then running back Xavion Turner-Knox, I've heard some great things about him. I reached out for his stats. He was going to get them to me, but he couldn't get them before, the show started. But video reports have been very positive, and he was a big part of the win over Hopewell for the Shield. So great job, Xavion. He came to our camp last year, and he's doing a great job, for a North Mech team that's doing good overall. I see Miss Burlow. She's talking about Mr. Higa. He balled out. That's yeah. I mean, putting up numbers like that. That's awesome. Good stuff right there. All right. Well, since we're running behind, we're gonna leave the NCHSAA stuff out. We'll talk about that another time because now we got to get to everybody's favorite segment on the show with their favorite host, not me. You know who it is.
You know what? I'm going to change my slime, and I'm going to go ahead and go first, Pep. My slime goes to the mother stinking Carolina Panthers. God, dog, man, all this talk about how this year we're going to be making moves, and we brought in this general manager who's going to be in it and everything, and not only have we not done anything these first 2 days, but I just saw where Curtis Samuel, their top offensive weapon from this season, they let that joker walk away and go to the Washington football team. Carolina Panthers, you deserve to get slime. Get out of here with that mess. Pep, who you sliming this week, man? Pisses me off.
What? Did that happen, really?
Just reported by Adam Schechner.
Oh, I want to slime him too, but I got another slime I got to get to. And Ken, this actually involves you. So after I met you on Tuesday, dropped your stuff off.
In the driver's ed car, baby. 10 black windows in the SUV.
So I noticed there was I hadn't ate all day. I'd been doing other stuff. So I went to the
Bojangles?
The Bojangles over by North Mech. Yeah, I'm going to call you out. So I go over there, I order a 2-piece, and then I want a cup of water because I'm thirsty. These fools had the audacity to tell me they don't have nothing but bottled water. How can you make anything without water? Are you serious?
Tough to watch.
You don't have a cup of water? Man, get out of here. Don't go over there, man. I don't know what their problem was. They tried to sell me a bottle of water. I told them, just make it a Pepsi. She was like, okay, you're 2-piece of the bottled water. I said, I don't want the bottled water. I got to the window. I said, take that bottled water off. And then they had a little attitude and just threw the box at me. Don't go over there, man. That's terrible. Terrible customer service.
Dang, Bojangles, man. How you going to let me down like that?
Courtesy cup of water. Courtesy.
Water. How do they wash their dishes if they ain't got no water?
They ain't have none, Ken.
What world is going on? Unbelievable. Coach Powell wearing the Olympic baby blue and red and white. Who you sliming this week?
I'm with you, Ken. I'm sliming these Carolina Panthers.
Unbelievable.
I know he's a former coach, and I don't know who the GM is, but I'm sliming him. It's just every year it's getting worse and worse to say I'm a Carolina Panther fan just because they're in the backyard. I might become a Washington fan now because they getting everybody from Carolina.
Right.
Carolina Panthers. They got to do better.
I mean, you need an outside receiver? Check. You need an inside receiver? Check. Need somebody to play running back? Check. Need somebody to probably line up in the Wildcat and play quarterback? Check. This dude did everything for us. He was our best running back last year. He was our best wide receiver. I don't care anything about Robbie Bones, whatever his last name is, little skinny self, weighing 145 pounds, playing the NFL. Curtis Samuel was that dude. And Panthers, man, that's bullcrap, man. Producer Brandon, who you sliming this week?
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go like the Home Depot. I'm going to get a bucket. I'm going to put maybe 3 scoops of slime powder in there. Put some water. I'm going to shake it up real good. And I'm just going to slime myself because, last week I picked Butler, picked Mountain Island, I picked Lake Norman. 0 for 3. So this is me owning up. All those other teams, they showed me up. So I'm just gonna take that bucket and just dump it right on my head. And whatever's left, sometimes when you pour something out, you have a little bit left in the bottom. I'm gonna use that little bit of residue and I'm throwing that on the Panthers too, because I don't know what they're doing. So whatever mix I got left, I'm putting it on them.
Hey, now, that's not how this works. You supposed to slime yourself live like I did.
No,
it didn't happen.
You put a few drops of water. Fortunately,
that was not a few drops, but I did it, and I don't think you're gonna do it. I want proof.
I don't think I am either because I don't have any. I don't have any slime mix, so we'll say that. Amazon didn't bring that today, so we'll say that.
Don't worry, I'll get some. I'll get some for you.
You order that.
Videos on YouTube. How to make
I'm sorry, kid. I'm sorry.
Oh, Coach Billups, man. Who you sliming this week? I know you over there smiling because you know the Panthers are a bunch of idiots.
It's 3 things I'm sliming. I'm sliming Pep, the Panther fans, and I'm sliming people who don't understand what's going on with the Asian community right now, the racism with that. Number one, why I'm sliming Pep. It's just because he's Pep and he always complains about something, so I got to slime him. So that's funny. I always got to. Panther fans, what do y'all?
No. What did I complain about now? I ain't complaining about nothing.
You're on my.
I am.
You're on my split screen, so
I am.
You definitely getting slime now. I'm just gonna slime you because you disrespected West Charlotte. Bye. Slide out. Thank you. The Panther fans, what do y'all expect? Your owner really don't know nothing about football, so it's just me being honest. Your GM, he's terrible, but hey, Robbie Anderson is pretty good, but he needs some help. Everything else, that Asian community stuff, hey guys, brand awareness. Racism is just not towards one thing. We all need to be very understanding that that's not right. We all not look at people because of the skin, their color, and determine who they are as people. So, I'm glad they got that coward who did what he did in Atlanta and all the stuff that's been transpiring when, of other events. But we all need brand awareness and we need to make sure we talk to people, get to know people. Once you do that, you have an understanding. And I think that's what's lacking in our communities as a whole. We have to understand people and not give up on people. I watched Last Chance U, the basketball season, this morning. And man, Coach Mobley and his coaching staff, they're wonderful. They don't give up on people. Sometimes people just need a little extra love. You got to hug on people. And you just can't look at somebody just because they seem different and think that they're the problem. Maybe it's something going down that's deep rooted and they need to have a conversation. So I challenge everybody who's watching this show right now, get to know somebody of the opposite race, get to know somebody that you feel like is difficult and just understand them. That's what we are here on this earth to do, is understanding, being caring, and loving folks. But you know how Coach Billers do. Coach Billers is very big on that. You know, treat people how you want to be treated. But that's a shame. It was sickening, and I really dislike what went down in Atlanta. So hey, shout out to all the Asian Americans, Asian, immigrants who came over here. We all deserve a fair chance. So that's just me being honest. Usually I'm goofy, funny, but nah, we need to get this hate out of our heart. If you got a problem with another man, conversate with him. Shout out to Coach Grice over there at Hopewell. Me and him had a wonderful conversation, man. I respect that man, and I love what he's doing. I love what him and Coach Bird and Coach Burkier, man. Coach Burkier was over there when I came over there at Hopewell, and they're wonderful. It's a wonderful school, and y'all got to stop looking at these records. Everybody want to win, but we're winning. Some people are winning in other ways. So you got to understand that. It's the bigger picture.
That's what's up. Good job, Coach Phillips. Well, you guys know what time it is. It's time to tap in with my man, Justin. He said he's got his own point tonight. So, Justin, your last big dog. Who you slamming this week?
Well, Pet Man, you safe. You actually sent the link last night, so I'm not going to slime you, even though Billups just slimed you. But as everybody know, it's tax season, and it's time to get your taxes done. And so I had a appointment with a tax lady, and as you know, with the things that's going on, with everything is virtual, so had a virtual tax session with her, preparation session with her. So I get online, and she says you got to scan your W-2s and everything, and like I said, this is new to me, so I don't know how to work the scanner. So I'm asking her, I'm like, well, how do you scan this? And she's like, well, just call me. I call her, she didn't answer. I emailed her, she didn't answer. She responds the next day. Now, let me let you know, the appointment is only 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute session. She responds the next day. I called her the next day. She said, oh, I can't help you, and your appointment is over. Well, obviously, because you responded the next day. Of course my appointment is over. So yeah, I'm slamming her. Now I gotta find somebody else to do my taxes. It's hectic. I'm already late, so comment made me mad, but it's all good. I'm gonna find somebody. That's what I'm slamming. To get slimed.
Taxact.com. For $40, you can do your own taxes, and it will walk you through everything that you need to know. It's a lifesaver.
Kenny, we had an appointment.
Hey, hold up. Before you say that, there's a wonderful, caring lady. She happens to be related to me. She's a wonderful woman. She is my grandmother, what we like to call Baba. If you need help, let me know. My grandmother has a tax service, and she does great. She retired from Central Piedmont Community College as accountant, one of the top accountants in there, and she's a graduate of Johnson Smith. She's a West Shore line. And so if you need help, Justin, reach out to me. I will pass you her information.
Tap in.
That's what family does.
Okay, cool.
Hey, can I just say I put out there on social media that I got my stimulus check in today. I'm trying to buy an island. So if anybody wants to go in with me on buying a private island, preferably somewhere warm, I'm looking for a couple of partners to go in. Yeah. We're gonna do big things. Thank you.
Hey guys, and when you stimulus, don't go to the Nike outlet, because Coach Bills was trying to go get some sweatpants for Friday, and y'all buying the whole store out. Like, that's not what you do with your stimulus check. You do stuff that helps you out, but hey, you gotta spread that out. Don't spend your money too quick.
Can I say that I had to take my CFI sweatshirt off because it was just a little bit too toasty? I'm gonna be wearing it on Friday.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you got one, because I'm supposed to have one, but
what I tell you?
Neither.
What I tell you?
You didn't tell me nothing, man. I'm Ray Charles too.
I'm talking to Ken. I'm not talking to you. I got yours. I got
but
it.
But you don't bring.
Just let me know when.
Hold up. Woosah. You told me in a text, and I have that text, I'm gonna let you know when I get it, and I'm gonna caught. You let me know what.
All right. So this
You don't got caught. You got caught.
This is family business.
Go get you another cup. Go get you another cup of water.
Family business.
Go
guys.
get you another cup of water. Brandon, he needs the 3 scoops.
I'm ending the show, man. Hey, go. Good night, everybody. We're gonna handle this off camera because I gotta say some colorful language. So good night.